This patch is being released on Wednesday, June 3rd. Classes. Alchemist, Spell Boost are now retained on Lesser Reincarnation, just like their Wizard and Artificer counterparts. Oh, Spell Books, not Spell Boost. That's nice, so you don't have to re-get all your Axe spells. The insight bonus to tactical DCs granted Divine Might are now correctly typed as insightful. Gotcha. So at one point, tactical DCs, Divine Might, get like stacked with insightful, I guess. And so you get super dire charge and grip and stunning blow and all that, all your tactical DC cooldowns, super DCs for them. Warlocks, you're getting new packs. You're getting the Carceri Storm, Patron's demonic entity from the realm of Carceri, otherwise known as Tartarus. A bitter cold and freezing winds to chill you to your bones, but if you can master the power granted with you, great things will surely come your way. Baseline information. It's cold die, and you get reflex saving bonus, no alignment restrictions. Bonus spells, you get Merfolk's, Gust of Wind, Creeping Cold, that's fun. Druid spell, Ice Storm, nice. Naxx's Biting Cold, that stacks, pretty nice. And Greater Creeping Cold. You get a lot of dots with Greater Creeping Cold, Nyax, and Creeping Cold. And like even Ice Storm, like that's a lot of damage over time. That's fun. Special ability. You get 10% cold absorption. Level 6, level 15, you get absolute 0. Attempt to lock a single enemy in ice permanently. Will save 15 Warlock Charisma modifier will be trapped in solid ice. Enemies made of fire will instead be destroyed. No saving throw does not affect bosses. That's interesting. I wonder if it has any restrictions on like undead or anything like that. A single target lockdown, sort of like has the effect of Hurl, which is the #1 contender with destroying fire creatures. Not a ton of those going on, not super consistent, but being able to trap anything in ice as a secondary is not bad. Next up, you have the Celestial Pact. Your patron is a Divine Celestial. Patron of those who wish to devote themselves to an unconventional method of worship. You will learn to channel light and air around you into a righteous weapon. Utilize holy abilities to help your friends bypass judgment and help your friends and bypass judgment and not bypass, pass judgment upon your enemies. Boom. Information. It'll be electric dice. Ooh, okay. I thought it was gonna be like light. Will save, and you must be good to take this pact. Bonus spells, bless. Okay, so you start getting some of those. Some not just arcane spells. You get electric pact, we get bless and then sound burst. Magic sword against evil, prayer, holy aura, and Fom. These are pretty weak overall. Fom is nice. You can toggle it. It's like the best one out of all this. I mean, sound burst I guess gives you a little DC. Prayer and holy aura are a little so is magic circle. Special abilities. You get 5 PR and +1 to all saves at 6. That's nice. Ameliorate. What is this word?
Ameliorate.
Ameliorate. Okay. Attempt to obliterate an undead or severely weaken any non-undead foes. Undead may like a will save DC 15 character level warlock or be destroyed. Any undead who fail this the saving throw or enemies who are not undead. I assume this does not fail, right? Succeed a will save. Yeah, so they have to succeed that. Any undead who save this, or people that are not undead, are instead terrorized and have PR or MR reduction by 10. Nice. A little bit of utility there. Overall, little The 15 ability is okay. I wonder if it'll be nice for like debuffing or something with the PR and MR strip. Then you have the Abyss. Your patron is of the Abyss, a pit of darkness beyond comprehension. Desire and a hunger beyond meaning itself. Tread carefully. You get negative pact dies, you get extra bonus fort, and you must not be good to take this pact. So you cannot be a paladin Or monk. Or monk. Bonus spells, Mage Armor. Spawn Screen. Utility, Halt Undead. Death Aura. That's interesting. Symbol of Pain. Rend the Soul. That's a level 9 spell, right? I believe that's a level 9 spell. It's pretty big. A lot of power. Special abilities. Level 6, you get 5 PR MR. Nice defenses. Channel the Abyss. Shroud yourself in the Abyss, which will grant you unholy power at a cost. You gain 2 Charisma, 10 negative healing amp, 10 negative spell power. You have 100% critical resistance. You're healed by negative energy. Oh, you're effectively getting an undead stance. Okay. Take 50% from positive. Take double from light. Double damage from light. You're considered an undead rather than your original type for the purposes of most effects. You get to have an undead form. Interesting. Burrow Through Hell and Create Thrall have had their DC's base. Oh, so they buffed Hurl Through Hell and Create Thrall by 5. From 10 to 50. Okay, so the Abyss Pact. The dots from the Cold Pact seem interesting. Although, are you going to be able to compete with just being a caster druid? I mean, you get Biting Cold, which caster druids don't get. The Celestial Pact seems pretty underwhelming. I don't know if their strip is going to be strong enough to do anything when you just could bring a debuffing bard, something like that. Abyss is interesting. Rend Soul is a nice damage, but I don't know if you're going to be able to beat a wizard, which is just a necro wizard, which is number 1 competitor. So they seem interesting. I like the flavors, but I don't know if they'll make nothing immediately jumping out. Pact changes. So look at this enhancement changes. Nature's Protector. Protector's killer instincts no longer obstructed by the body of the bear. Oh, there's just a visual change. Okay. Deepwood Stalker. No longer erroneously applies an old penalty. Okay. Good little quality of life. Kenzai's Keen Edge now works with hand wraps. What's Keen Edge? Kenzai. Keen Edge. +1 crit threat range with your focus weapon. Nice. So you can now hand wrapped smack things with Keen Edge. Level 6 and 12 core from the Sorcerer Savant tree no longer grant +1 maximum caster level to the chosen element. Okay, so scaling mid-level Sorcerer stuff down a little bit. I mean, it hits endgame as well, a touch. A little bit less damage overall for Sork. It's really strong for leveling. We'll see how that affects endgame Sork, though. Nature's Warrior. Just correction on the spell points. Enlightened Spirit. Now has toggle form when you float above the ground. Green Feather Falling, immune to most knockdown effects. Eldritch Blast, 3-6. Now, it's just a clarification, I guess. And the ultimate spirit is 2 con to that. Competence bonus to maximum HP. Good. Light spell power. Yep. Universal spell power. Yep. Full BAB. This is just clarifying words. Already, Pale Master. Shred of the Zombie has been changed to shred yourself with negative energy. Most traits assume traits of the zombie while in the form. +4 con, melee, PR, MR. Attack 10% slower. You have 100% critical strike chance. A negative 50% healing. Take double damage from light. You consider undead. Oh, it's currently 10% damage. 10% or 20% damage, 20% slower attacks. So they're just changing it to 10% slower attacks. I see nothing in damage with this. So it's just a little bit more tanky, I guess. Although you're getting 10 melee power now instead of no melee power. That's what's going on. I see. And you're getting the +2 strength removed. So some changes around. This is going to nerf the current zombie thrower. That's taking advantage of the 20% damage. Ascendant Shroud has been changed. While in zombie form, you gain a bunch more melee power. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So they're just making it... And your attacks with 10% more damage. benefit from 10% profane. Gotcha. So they're shifting it into more of a melee focused spec, not letting people range use it. Divine Crusaders confront any foe now properly reinforces 2-second cooldown, so this is a nerf to confront spamming, which had just a global cooldown, so like quarter second, half second. Just cause more reliably applies from fully BAB. Cause is cleric favorite soul paladin levels equal to your divine crusader. Hit points, your BAB is not equal to character level. Oh, gotcha. It wasn't applying the full BAB. For either while, once again, applies its bonus caster levels. My favorite, House P buffs now can be taken in a single purchase. All the resist energies can also be purchased together. Oh, that's super nice. Nice quality of life for like hardcore. Feats. Icing Blow has been changed. Tactical melee feat. Upon using this attack, you deal 1 point of constitution damage to your target. An additional 1d6 every 2 seconds. Target suffers from 1d6 every damage per 3 character levels, or per every 3 character levels. So 10d6, 10d60, 10d6 damage. This scales with 100% melee power. Can stack up to 3 times. Users may be immune to bleeding or wounding effects. Okay, so you can get up to 30d6, scaling with 100% melee power. That's nice. Nice. Alrighty, items. Random gen loot has been improved, including in the works will be the following. Common enhancements. Several new and returning single enhancements are now in random loot options. And several less usable or bugged options, such as damaging guards, have been removed. Nice, so you can hone in on better stuff. Rare special prefixes. 90 new and returning special enhancements are now included in random loot. Level 5 and above. 90. Yeah, that's not 19, 90. These special enhancements contain a third or a fourth if item is above level 10 enhancements, bringing the number of enhancements per random gen up to 4. That's actually really nice, so they actually scale. These specific prefixes these special prefixes will display in a teal border on the item and be visually contrast them with other random loot. Teal borders will now be reserved for items the rare special prefix enhancement as enchantment. As a result, items that have rolled higher the item quality, such as masterful craftsmanship, no longer display teal border. Gotcha. Okay. Casting quarterstaffs. Casting quarterstaffs will have their own set of random loot adjusted to special enhancements, aiming to make their use for spells more attractive. Maximum number of enhancements on casting quarterstaffs and up to 6 from 3. That's pretty big for random gen casting quarterstaffs. I wonder if you'll be able to get like 3 prefixes, 3 suffixes. So light, fire, impulse or physical, spell power, and then the lore that equates with all of them. It might be a lot of variance if they're not tied together, though. Minimum level of loot. When chests are opened in content or completed quests, the level of random loot will now much more closely match the instance level of content completed. For example, if you're level 3 in a dungeon on Elite, you'll get up to level 5. If you're in a level 3 dungeon on Elite, you'll get up to level 5 loot, no higher. Gotcha, so you can no longer get level 19 loot from level 17 dungeon. Items and effects that previously increased the minimum level of random loot, such as Greater Dragon Mark of Finding, now increase the quality of that random loot instead. Get better RNG loot. Alrighty. Jewels of Fortune no longer be available in-game in the DDO store. In their place, you'll find Treasure Hunters elixirs of the same magnitude. Currently, consuming Jewels of Fortune will provide the same effect as equivalently as a rare, same effect as an equivalent rarity of the Treasure Hunters elixirs until they expire. The unused Jewels of Fortune will no longer apply their buff. Let's see. So, Jewels of Fortune are pretty much dead, but they've always been pretty useless anyway. Unused Jewels of Fortune can be traded in for 2 of the same magnitude of Treasure Hunters elixirs in the House C crafting hall. In the same place, you can trade in spare tomes for dragon shard fragments. Cool. Check the tooltip. Use fortune for more information. Unused use of fortune. Okay, never mind. They're going to be able to get transferred in at a beneficial rate. Nice. Yay for saving all of those. Augment slots. Items found a new random loot. Now have a small chance to drop with a second augment slot. Oh, that's nice. So double augs. That'll be double augs are super, super rare right now, if not completely removed from the game from a while ago. So for Caneth crafters, people that are trying to get double aug slotted items just to have that extra little bit and versatility, it'll be super nice to have that available. Material types. Armors and shields can once again drop with alternate material types. Adamantine, Flame Touch, Mithril. Ooh, Mithril. As well as new silver armor shield materials, which grant saving throw bonus against the undead. Cool. Armors and shields with alternate material types will retain these types when keyed Caneth crafting, just as weapons do. Cool. So you'll be able to get like little, once again, added bonuses like the augment slots. Normally, metal weapons can also drop with material types. Blue Shine, which prevents durability damage, good against undeads or oozes and rusties. This material type will be retained for keyed Caneth. Now it behaves like normal material type. Cool. Everbright says Blue Shine will no longer be an option for Caneth crafting. Nice. So you can just put it on it naturally. Certain weapons and random loot, including quarterstaffs, crossbows, clubs, great clubs, so wooden, can now drop with non-standard material types such as adamantine or silver. Cool. So you're no longer getting shafted if you're using one of these. Trying to Caneth craft one of those. You know, get some nice little bonuses. Much more accessible with this. I like it. They're fixing issues. Fixing issue where glass shards of items of item effects would not do damage because the attack was playing it too quickly. This effect can now only apply once every 3 seconds, allowing the damage over time to tick before a new stack is applied. Damage of this effect has been increased from 2d10 to 5d10. Stack size has been increased from, or decreased from 100 to 5. Gotcha. So they're increasing it by 150% and decreasing it to total stacks. So instead of dealing 100 2d10, you're dealing 15 5d10. Second. 100. What is 2d10? Just times, so this is just 1,000 comparatively to 5d10, which is, so it's 25 times 15. I mean, you're getting way less potential damage, but the likelihood of something surviving that many attacks this day and age is not that high, so it's overall going to be a buff. Although the we'll see how the stacking goes, because if it doesn't stack fast enough, then it may not be useful. Better than no stacking, though. Or no damage, because always stacking. Each player can now have their own copy of damage over time effects on the target. Nice. So you can all have the dot instead of just applying to one. The applying to one may have been better, depending how the staggering goes. See? The heroic code of the Traveler now has its armor class reduced to be more appropriate to match other armors in its minimum level. Yeah, that was pretty nutty. Traveler code. That's something like crazy max dex, I believe. It's like, yes, nonetheless. Festival of Wisdom and Intelligence no longer incorrectly spell diamond in larger stacks than one. Cool. Sapphire, Crushing Wave Guard, and Globe of Imperial Blood now enforce their minimum proper minimum levels. Cool. Spiral, Voice of the Elements now randomly selects its starting element. Ooh. And equipping and unequip it will reset this cycle by clearing the active spell buff off of you. No longer spams your combat log. It uses floaty text when buffs are applied, much less likely to cause lag when equipping. That's a pretty big change for alchemists and sorks that use Spiral for fire. Reflection of Wave, improved water elemental form now grants 5% exceptional cold spell crit damage instead of exceptional cold spell crit chance. Okay, gotcha. So they're nerfing crit chance by 20% and adding a 5% crit damage. Yikes. Items that provide a scaling bonus to speed and striding now begin with 15 rather than 5 and gradually increase to 30. That's really nice. Lower level stuff. That's rough. You loved your Ice Sork? I was planning on going Ice Sork. Like, I was literally trying to gather schisms and shit to go Ice Sork. I guess that sort of changes. Quests and adventure areas. The Korthos landscape has had some cosmetic improvements. Hopefully it's not as drab. Searing Heights landscape has some cosmetic improvements. Same as Korthos, not as drab. Slime and the Sacred Bounty have split, now split acid occasionally. Okay. Fixing issue in Assault Ire of the Slave Lords. When clicking the exit door would send you to the exact location of TOE. Okay, so it's just a little bug that's fixed. Multiple performance issues have been corrected. In Soul Survivor, the quest is once again reopened. That's nice because it was down for a couple months now. Month and a half, something like that. I fixed a bug that caused the named item reward chest not to spawn in Patriarch's script. Pretty sure it's Patriarch.
Patriarch.
A Patriarch. Same thing. Gatekeeper's Grove now has a general vendor. That's useful. The map in the Gatekeeper's Grove is no longer is now longer with its correct borders. Nice, so it zooms out on your map. Auburn the Argonessan now says his action dialogue at the correct time. Good. Doors that are breakable with melee strikes now can be broken with range attacks. Oh, that's amazing. That's so much nicer than having to run over and smack them. And probably means that you don't have to have a minimum strength. Super good. Spells. Penencia and... Oh, and then the AoE one, I believe. Now, once again, heal hit point damage. Cool. Buff to that. Spells that are considered temporary item enhancements, such as Deadly Weapon, no longer override temporary buffs, such as Blessed Blades and One Cut. You can still only have one temporary buff item enchantment at the same time. Gotcha. Okay. So that's a good quality of life change. So stuff isn't not like incorrectly applying. Holy Aura, now. Allies and yourself gain +4 sacred bonus to AC, saves, immunity to charms and mental potions for a minute per caster level. Nearby enemies must make a fortitude save or be blinded. That's a buff to Holy Aura, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's not like that terrible anymore. UI. Strength scores in the triple digits no longer is cut off the edge of the UI. That's awesome. UI skinning is returned. An updated set of UI assets available. Visit this for developer utilities. That's going to be fantastic. I want to skin my UI. Oh, I'm ready for this. Miscellaneous. Reaper Tree optimization has been done to make weapon swapping and other certain actions more efficient. I don't know what that really means. Unless they like added things in the tree, but I don't think they would do that. I don't know. Text that still pointed players to the Hall of Heroes to find the Gatekeepers NPCs have been updated. Good. Some NPCs in the market that used to jostle players are now ethereal. Nice to be able to run through them. Numerous typo fixes have taken place in quests and some items. Nice. Overall, there's a fair amount of stuff changing. The big thing is the items. The Confront Foe change in EDs. The Palemaster change. I wonder if the Enlightened Spirit... No, that was just a rename. The new packs are going to be a little I think. Overall, interesting patch. Not too big of a gameplay change. Some good, the positive patch